We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
and I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2025. And today's topic is how great land deal flow is automatic if you follow the Land Academy system. I love this question. It takes all forms. A lot of questions are, they usually come in the form of this. Well, if I send out 5,000 mailers, how many deals am I going to get? How many pieces of property am I going to buy? How much money am I going to make? Which is a very natural, normal, I don't want to get it. What is all this land business? I just want to know how much money I'm going to make. So this topic answers that question, also describing how the process works. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where it's kind of automatic if you just do it.
True.
Not like having a relationship with the woman.
Oh, goodness. I was going to say.
That's not automatic.
How many
automatic
proposals do I have to make? How many dates do I have to go on? How many online dating services do I have to use until I get X?
Is that how you see it?
Well, you brought it there, not me.
How many do you need, Joe? How many dates do you need to go on?
You know what? I need 2 more.
Yeah, just more.
Exactly.
More than I have now.
Exactly. Yeah, I always need more.
Jill, are you satisfied in your personal life?
Today,
Are you
yes.
satisfied?
Yes.
Satisfied living in 300 square feet with me?
Today I am. Yes, ask me tomorrow.
In northern Montana?
Yes, that's true. It is kind of funny when you think about it. Yeah, if you can see out the window, it's fire. There's fires, not where we are, but they're west of us, right? And they're making their way past where we are sitting in Montana. And it's just wreaking havoc on this little town.
A lot of them are south in this country, but there's still a ton of Canadian fires at the end of the season here. So it's hazy.
You can't see. It looks like it's going to rain and it's fire smoke.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. They're all saying, we're not going to do outdoor seating today and all that. I'm like, okay. So
this week on the podcast, we have a theme. The theme is rules to live by in your land investment business. Today's Tuesday. And as we mentioned, the topic is great land deal flow is automatic if you follow the Land Academy system. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to locate places to send mail using the Land Academy's red, green, yellow test. On Thursday,
why do these look different than what I read on Monday?
Thursday, we're going to talk about how often does the land purchase price renegotiation have to happen. You send out all these mailers. How often do you have to renegotiate the price? And on Friday, we'll talk about getting your land deal under contract to be purchased in 2 days.
I must not have just paid attention on Monday.
That's it.
I was not there.
2 more dates, Joe.
It's okay.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, and we take a deep dive into the land-related topics by your request. Let's look at a question today.
Okay. So, Carol wrote, we see about 1% callbacks on each mailer. That would be all calls into Pat Live, but doesn't include any regular mail, whether returned to sender or hate. It also doesn't include any email responses. At most, total response rate would be no higher than 1.5%. Is this good or a bad response rate? And if it's a bad response rate, how do I improve it? So, I would like to start first, and I actually wrote back an answer I'm going to add here, and we can talk about it. More mail definitely solves the response rate. It always does. I hate to say it, but there's a reason why all the advanced folks and Career Path alumni call it reckless mailing and don't care about the cost. But the real critical part is after that is who is speaking to the sellers and creating a deal. This is assuming you are all picking great areas. You're picking great areas, of course.
May I?
Yep. Go.
This is a direct mail campaign. That's what the advertising/marketing industry would call a direct mail campaign. When you receive a 1% response to any type of direct mail, that's extraordinarily positive. I agree with your numbers. I think that we get about a 1 to 1.5% response rate total. So that's all. I don't care, regardless of the quality or the type of response, people are responding at a 1 to 1.5%. So if you send out a 10,000 unit mailer, 10% response would be 1,000, and a 1% response would be about 100 to 150 people. That means Jill has per mailer, let's just say that's 1 month, she has a 100 to 150 responses or touches to convert 1 to 3 transactions.
If you've got 100 acquisition opportunities, that's great.
I love this question.
Right.
This is more on my side than your side. We've already established that, like we said yesterday, put your best foot forward. Create your Disney character when you get on the telephone, and make that an amazing experience for the seller. Yeah. So we've already established that. This is more about numbers. Should I be trying to improve my 1 to 1.5% rate? And the answer is no. And we'll talk about this tomorrow, because tomorrow we'll talk about the red, green, yellow test. And my job in all of this is to make sure that those 100 responses are real. And if the numbers that Jill comes up with in those 100 to 150 responses, the 3 deals that she needs to come up with, really it's one. She needs to do it from 100 now, needs to do a 1% response herself, or 1% conversion rate. That's crazy numbers. Easy.
I know, but we do more. That's the reality.
Right.
And more trickle in over the years. It's funny. I just got one from a mailer that was about 12 or so years ago, as a matter of fact. Yeah. I can remember doing deals, Calpines. Do you remember that years ago?
Yeah, that's in Modoc County.
We actually have a thing that came in that was probably from a mailer 14 years ago, and I just got a call. And the guy bought it in 2003. That's how long he's had it. He got our letter, and it went in his file, and now he's calling. Isn't that sweet?
Here's what no longer happens, because I think this is the root of this question.
Yeah.
I didn't get any signed purchase agreements back. So.
That she's not including those. That's saying that's separate. So the percentage is higher without the things. She said it doesn't include regular mail, return to sender or hate. So, or even email responses, because all those things happen too.
So what I read is she puts her at 1.5%, 150 people, 150 responses, and
we add that in.
So I think that you should not try to improve on this. I think that's her question. 1.5% is fantastic, because you're going to get 1.5% again next month.
Hey, don't worry about it. Send more mail.
And the month after that, and the month after that. So what you answered here, more mail solves the response rate. I have to disagree with you, Jill.
Not the rate, means your deal flow. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
You want 1.5% on 20,000 units, then you're going to have 300 chances.
Yep.
To close 2 deals.
Yep. Thank you.
Today's topic, great land deal flow can be automatic if you follow the Land Academy system. What's the Land Academy system? You take a look around the internet by what I call trolling, not to be confused with negative people on the internet, but you troll around the internet. On this, I think 2 or 3 shows ago, we talked all about this, how to find places to send mail. Once you think there's clusters of properties that look like to you, that they might be a good place to send mail, you go through what we call the red, green, yellow test, which we'll talk all about tomorrow. And you test those zip codes against each other to see which ones, if you actually do buy property at the prices that you want, which ones will sell quickly and fit within your theory about who wants what in that little local area. It's not hard at all once you do it a few times. Not hard to do the data part and say, oh my gosh, if I get 40 acres in this one area, it sells like hotcakes. And so if you go through that process, price the mail properly and get it in the mail effectively in a system, then it's up to the person who's answering your phone to convert, hopefully it's you, to convert those into real estate deals. So deal flow isn't something, this gets confusing for brand new people. It's deal flow is automatic. If you do the things that I just described, and I know I brushed over it quickly because these are short episodes, but geez, we don't brush over it quickly in the program, or as a member, you can have an opportunity to ask all these questions weekly to get all the detail that you need. You will get, just like the question today that she asked, you'll get at least 100 deals to look at every single month. Ask anybody, if you're in this world, in the acquisition world in any way, or private equity, or a publicly traded company, how many deals they look at a month. And if they say 150, I'll eat my hat.
True.
They'll say 3.
That's
6.
amazing. That's true. I forget that sometimes when you really take a step back, even not just the deal flow, but our return on investment, for what we make on properties compared to any other business is astronomical. It's so different. So that's why we're talking about when Jack says, at the end of the day, send out 10,000 units and which costs you about, I don't know, $8,000 in mail and postage and data. And then to make one deal, you're like, what? But hold on a moment, everyone. I'm doing that to make one deal where I make $150,000 on the deal. Now you're like, oh, yeah, I don't care about $8,000 in mail if I make $150,000. Correct. That's what we're talking about.
If you own a house, or you might, in your family, your house you grew up in, or if you have family members, or anybody who owns a house, ask them this question. This is a fun game that I play. Haven't played it in a while, but how did you come to buy the house that you're in? Several will say, oh, it was the house I grew up in. I inherited it. Or they'll say, my sister lives down the street. That's how we chose the neighborhood. Well, how many did you look at before you chose that one? No, we didn't look at any. We just bought that one. That was the one that was for sale when we decided we wanted to live in that area. Or I wanted my son to go to the same middle school that I went to. They don't know one. This is how special you are. This is my point. People don't apply this type of funnel logic to things in their life. We've all heard a million times. It's the biggest financial decision you'll make in your life, where you buy a house and how much money you make or don't make on it, whether you buy it in a place that appreciates or doesn't. But none of this logic ever gets applied. What you should do is send out a mailer. Send out a 5,000 unit mailer after you've determined that this is where you want to live. And this could be the same reasons. I want my son to go to the same middle school. My sister lives down the street. Do a 500 unit mailer in that area that's acceptable, and watch what type of transaction opportunity you have.
You know what I think?
You'll get 10 or 20 amazing possibilities that are way better than the deal that you're living in now.
Yeah. Here's what I think. Ask me why I think most women choose a house.
Oh no. Oh no.
I fell in love with the kitchen.
Is that it?
Sometimes.
Not the price?
No. Oh goodness, no.
Ask men why they bought a house that say I fell in love with the price.
Oh no, because I didn't want to lose my woman.
I don't know.
All right, that was good. Okay. Join us tomorrow where we talk about how to locate places to send mail using Jack's, aka the Land Academy Red, Yellow, Green test.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.